It has been almost 3 decades since Danny Boyle first infected our screens with 28 Days Later.
Oh, I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have done that.
And now we've arrived at 28 years later, the third film in the Rage virus saga. And while the film starts off very strong, by the end, I kind of wanted someone to put this infected out of its misery. Let's get some of the good stuff out of the way first. I think this movie is gorgeously crafted in a lot of ways. Danny Boyle brings that kind of chaotic energy that we might expect similar to in 28 Days Later. The editing is very sharp, the visual style is risky at times, and it doesn't feel like a safe modern day sequel. It's not afraid to be weird, and that I can truly respect and truly appreciate about this film. The cast is also very strong. Solid performances across the board. This kid did a fantastic job carrying a lot of the film, but I just feel like a lot of times the writing just doesn't live up to them. The Infected, at one point the nightmare heart-pounding core of the series, now feel like background noise. The new alphas are cool in theory, I guess, but they almost come off as something out of like a Resident Evil video game series. It just feels like evolved enemy type logic. Thematically, in the first half, it feels like it wants to explore the idea of survival, and that's shown through the family element, through this new society that's cropped up and the ethics of them, through some of the infected themselves with the alphas in their group and these larger infected that have a different kind of family unit. But it ends up juggling all these kind of ideas, and they feel half-baked and not truly explored. The second half of the film, focusing on the son and the daughter, feels kind of forced and, to me, riddled with plot holes. I think Ralph Fiennes was an interesting character on paper as a pacifist-style doctor in this wasteland, and I think his performance is excellent. But for me, that emotional buildup that they were building towards, it really didn't land. And this whole scenario surrounding his character just felt very ridiculous to me. And so I was losing steam in the second half of the film. And when we get to the very end, I think if you haven't seen the movie, you've probably heard rumblings about it being very divisive and it might not land for a lot of people. Well, it certainly didn't land for me. So the movie ends in a big swing in tone. There's still many loose threads, and I understand this is the beginning of a new trilogy, but it wasn't ultimately satisfying, and by the end, I was just very disappointed. I do think 28 Years Later has a lot of style and ambition, and I do commend it for taking risks, ultimately risks that I didn't think turned out very well, but it had very little of the terror and coherence of the original film that made it so iconic. It's a bold film, yes, but it feels bloated and unfocused and ultimately kind of exhausting. So let me know what you think. Was this the return of the Rage virus you were hoping for? Or did it perhaps infect the franchise beyond saving? Anyways, drop it in the comments down below and I will catch you here next time, guys. Goodbye.